Greetings, people. I don't know if anybody else has had this thought, but what has happened to Sky Boxing? I've been a Sky subscriber for over 25 years. Movies, Discovery, and of course sports. I tried to cut it off several times, but was enticed back to extend my contract. Well, I finally did it. First, I got rid of the Discovery channels, then the movies, and then I finally mustered up the audacity, the courage to terminate my commitment to Sky Sports. Looking at what's happening in sports today, I think it was a good decision. The new Sky Sports Boxing is tepid. Bear in mind now that Sky Sports was the mecca of UK boxing, and to some maybe it still is. I've tried to put my finger on what's missing, but I think it isn't just one thing. I think it's a few things, from the font to the matchups and to all the politics in between. It's not that I have an aversion to some refurbishing, but pulling fighters out of purse bids at the last minute, not enough dates for up and coming talent, controlling questions asked by interviewers. The machine doesn't seem to be running smoothly. When you look at Queensberry, Matchroom, Wasserman, and Sky Boxing of the past, they had experienced people at the helm. Queensberry has Frank, a true veteran of the game, who is bringing his sons through. Matchroom has Barry Hearn, who passed the boxing on to Eddie, who still gets advice from Barry, his dad. You have Wasserman Boxing, which is run by Carly and Nisi Sauerland, under the watchful eye of their father, another weathered veteran, German promoter, Wilfred Sauerland. And then you have Sky, who had that curious but capable, experienced Adam Smith. Love him or loathe him, he was the stabilizing force behind Sky Sports Boxing. It would have been prudent for Ben to hold his hands just a little bit longer before letting him go so abruptly. Our society has a fixation with modern, young, cutting edge, avant-garde.
Because I'm modern. I'm very smart and I'm very modern. That's all you need to know about me.
Now, there's nothing wrong with freshening up things, but giving people responsibility before they're ready causes problems. You see, years of accumulated knowledge has set a foolproof way to pass on experience. It's called master and apprentice. Put simply, you learn from people who have gone ahead of you. For instance, would Adam Smith tell Lawrence Okolie he's to be the face of Sky Boxing? Although Adam could be buttery sometimes, that would be too mendacious for him to do. Telling Lawrence Okolie he'd be the face of Sky Boxing was one hell of a whopper. If Ben Shalom really believed that, then I must question his boxing acumen. If he didn't believe that and only wanted to poach another fighter from Matchroom, then it was a shameless display. Sweet talk, whispering sweet nothings into Lawrence's ears. But I thought Lawrence was street smart, roadman. More the knowledge, lesser the ego. Lesser the knowledge, more the ego. Basically, Okolie should not have allowed his ego to overwhelm him. Dissolve the ego before it dissolves you. And I can understand. I know sometimes we allow people to blow smoke up our arses and all. But you've got to know yourself. Lawrence was notoriously bad to watch and shouldn't have allowed himself to be flattered away from Matchroom. Blinded by the lights, maybe. I personally feel for Ben to promise him that he would be the face of Sky Boxing was bordering on unethical business practices. Come on. What made him think that could help ratings, or that would help ratings? Don't get me wrong, I like Okolie. Stoke Newton, Hackney man, supposed to have a bit of code, but let hubris govern his heart. What happened to the code of loyalty, allegiance, and gratitude? But no, he opted for vanity and burned the bridges behind him with puerile statements that didn't hold any water. Now he has a long way back. The loss might be his wake-up call, and he might be able to clamber back. Remember, he can bang. What is it with boxers shooting themselves in the foot? Boazzi is another young man with talent that has been spoilt and had chances to be a lot further than he is today, but he didn't want to fight often. I got the impression he didn't like the fight game. But anyway, now he's taking on Dan Aziz, who I really do like. He might not be as talented as Boazzi, but he has the old school solid fighter mentality. He's done everything the hard way. He won the British, Commonwealth and European titles. He's earned everything he's got, and I'd like to see him flourish and be successful. The Boazzi Aziz fight is a really good fight. I don't know if it will do big numbers, but it's a very good fight. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Right cross the subscribe button. And remember, choose life.
How gratifying it is to work for the betterment of mankind.